morning, dear students. Welcome to the online classes session 2. In first session, we discussed about the natural resources and its types. Now, let us learn some more natural resources that is very important to our life. Water. Water is a unique, natural, renewable resources. It's a very essential for existence of life. It's a critical factor for many aspects such as environmental stability, biodiversity, conservation, and healthcare. 71% of the water are present on the Earth's surface. In that, 97% of the water will be present only in the oceans, seas, and other water bodies. 0.01% of the water will be present in our atmosphere as water vapor. About 2.4% of water occurs in uh, glaciers, polars, ice caves, and remaining rest of the waters will be present in lake, rivers, and other water bodies. Next, uses of water. Generally, you know for what purpose we are using the water: drinking, washing, cooking. For other purpose we are using water. Generally, we know what purpose we are using water: drinking, cooking, washing, for the agriculture, even the agriculture purpose. So, what are the uses of water? It's used for various activities, human activities like drinking, agriculture, washing, and recreations. It's used in a heat exchange process in industries and fire extinguishers. It's using for fire extinguishers. In our country, more than 80% of the water used for the agriculture irrigation, for the agriculture irrigations. Apart from in that, in our country, states like Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and in state like in our country, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, and Gujarat, they are using 85% of the water, underground water, for the agriculture irrigation of crops. These are the important uses of water. The second and device uses of water is used for various activities like drinking, agriculture, washing, and uses of water is used for various activities like drinking, agriculture, washing, and recreations. It is used in heat exchange process in industries and fire extinguishers. In our country, more than 80% of the water used for agriculture. In states like Punjab, Gujarat, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, they are using 85% of the water for underground water for agriculture purpose. So, water is very important, essential thing for all the human beings, not only for the humans, the plants, animals, for everyone. It's very important and useful thing, useful natural resources. So the UNO, they are announced March 22nd every year. We are going to celebrate every year celebration. The UNO announced every year March 22nd is a World Water Day. So which is the World Water Day? March 22nd is the World Water Day. We are celebrating. Next important natural resources is soil. Soil is another important renewable resources. It's very important for all the land plants because soil is another. The next natural resources, the very important soil. Soil is another important natural resources that provide minerals and the water to all the land plants. You can see that in our environment, so many plants, how it is getting water from the soil. The plants will absorb the water from the soil. So the soil is another important natural resources for the plants. It is a primary nutrient base, particularly for the agriculture crops. It's a primary nutrient. The plant should be grow means this means some of the primary nutrients, water, some other nutrients like that. The water is a must. It is absorbed by the plant from the soil. It is a primary nutrient base, particularly for the agriculture crops. Soil is a place of living for a wide variety of organisms. For examples, we can say earthworms, crabs, insects, and other microorganisms. A habitat for microorganisms. Not only for the microorganisms, even we are staying on the land. The soil. Soil is very important. So base is very important. So soil is very important natural resources for all the living things. Causes of soil. How the soil will get polluted. So many human activities have influenced even soil quality. What are the activities? We are throwing the garbages on the roadside. We are throwing from the factories outcomes it will be made to soil pollute. So these are the human activities have influenced even soil quality. What is meant by soil quality? The fertility of the soil will be decreased. That is the soil quality. Next, salination. What is meant by salination? In industries, we can see so many factors. Their outlet, the chemicals and all that chemicals will be reached in the soil at last, then the soil become too much of salination. The salination, the salt will be increased in the soil. Salination of the soil caused by the rises in the water table. Soil pollution decreases the fertility of the soil. I told you before, whatever the chemicals outlet that will be reached in the soil, at last the soil will be getting pollution, that will decrease the fertility of the soil. For example, chemical fertilizers. In the agriculture crops, we are using so many chemicals that pesticides, chemicals that will be mingled at last in the soil, even the water also. So that soil become to pollution. That pollution soil become to decrease in their fertility. So these are the causes of soil. Soil erosion. What is meant by soil erosion? The topsoil is getting exposed due to the activities like deforestation and the overgrazing. That means in the forest or on the land side, if we cut the more trees, there's no trees at all. Or the soil will be stable in the place. And then moreover, overgrazing. Animals will be go on grazing that there is no plant at all. So the soil will be loose. As a result, the soil loses their useful fertile as a topsoil. It's called soil erosion. The topsoil will be removed from the place. It's called soil erosion. How to prevent soil erosion? To improve our soil quality, then we can prevent the soil erosion through the afforestation. We have to plant more plants and trees on the land side. Then we can avoid the soil erosion. So we have to improve the soil quality. Then we can avoid the soil erosion. And next natural resources is forest. Forest also is a very important renewable resources that have innumerable contribution of the environment. For example, we can see in the forest many of the plants and the big trees. It is using for us to maintain the water cycle. So it is a renewable resources that have innumerable contribute to the environment. Forest is a habitat for wildlife, wild animals. It's a habitat. What does mean by habitat? You know about where they are living, that is called habitat. Like that, where the wild animals living, they are living in a forest. So the forest is a habitat for wild animals. It's maintained water cycle. How to be maintained water cycle? There is enormous amount of trees in the plants are there. It will be absorb the water and it will be water vapor will be then the rain will be properly in the cycle. It maintains soil quality and prevent the soil erosion. How means it maintains the soil quality means where there is more trees in the plants, it will be stable on the place. The soil will be stable on the place. At the time, the topsoil would be removed so that the soil quality, the fertile of the soil will be permanent there. It maintains soil quality and prevent the soil erosion. So there is a plants and the trees in the place means there is no chances for the soil erosion. The topsoil will be there only. The soil will be in a full of the fertile. It provides timbers and many other useful things. From the big trees, we can get the timbers. We can do the furnitures, etc. in that. And many other useful things we are getting. For example, medicine plants are there that are useful for us. That is other useful things we are getting from the forest. So the important natural resources, forest, it's a renewable resources. Next, useful natural resources is wildlife. Wildlife also is a habitat for the animals. The term wildlife is used to describe the species of plants and animals found in the forest. So, this is a place for the plants and the animals to comfortably live their life. It represents the diversity of organisms inhabiting our forests, seas, and the oceans. This represents the diversity of the organisms. We depending to each one of them to all the things. Animals depending to the plants, plants depending to the animals, human beings depending to the animals and the plants for the food. So that is, it is maintaining the diversity of organisms, plants and the animals. So the wildlife is a very important natural resources for all the living things. Then next is the how to conservation of the wildlife. To prevent conservation of wildlife. To avoid to hunting the animals in the forest and poaching and capturing the fishes in the ocean, seas, that and all. If we avoid like that, the wildlife will be improved in that. Next, we have to maintain the national parks, bird sanctuaries, animal sanctuaries. Like we have to maintain the national parks, birds and the animal sanctuaries to measure the wildlife. Every year we have to maintain their particular places. For example, the national parks, we have to count how many animals are there, how many how to conserve the wildlife. We have to maintain the national parks, animal and the bird sanctuaries to maintain the conservation of measures. And we should avoid the hunting and poaching the wild animals or wild uh, and water animals. Next is very important natural resources, non-renewable resources. This is fossil fuels. In the previous class only I have told you how the fossil fuels will be formed. Fossil fuels are resources like coal, petroleum products and natural gases. Coal, you know about the coal we are getting from the mining. Petroleum and the petroleum products, natural gas. These are the fossil fuels, collectively called fossil fuels. They are the results of photosynthetic activity of green plants which were existing millions of years ago. This is the production of fossil fuels. How the fossil fuels form means the millions of years ago there is a photosynthetic plants, big plants will be died and it will be entered to the underground. High pressure and the temperatures become to the some hard things, that is called fossil fuels like a coal. Petroleum, even the petroleum also underground the water, some dead plants and the animals will be because of the high pressure and the petroleum also underwater. So many dead plants and the animals we went inside the underground, and the more higher pressure and the temperature it become to the petroleum products. So these are the fossil fuels: coal, petroleum, and the petroleum products. Natural gases is called fossil fuels. It's very useful for us. You can see the 80% of the energies we are getting from the fossil fuels only. For example, coal. Enormous amount of coal we are getting from the mining. When we are burning the coal, we are getting to the temperature. We produce the electricity. That is the 80% of 70% to 80% of the energy we are getting from the coal. Petroleum and the petroleum products, you know what the uses of in that. Vehicles, motors, it is running because of the petroleum and petroleum products. Natural gases also it is using for the vehicles, motors only. So these are the very important non-renewable resources of fossil fuels. In fossil fuels, coal is one of the important natural resources. Coal is a high carbon content. The coal means nothing but is made up of carbon content. Carbon is a non-metal. Already you know about that non-metals. Coal is a high carbon content. Four types of coal normally found in our earth. That is anthracite, lignite, peat, bituminous. One by one we see. Anthracite, above 80% of the carbon will be present in that. So this is a very high quality of the coal. It's a very good quality of the coal, anthracite. Above 80% of the carbon will be present. Lignite, about 50 to 65% of the carbon will be present in that. Next, peat, about 40% of the carbon will be present. Bituminous, less than 40% of the carbon will be present. So the coal is made up of carbon content. It's four types. What are the four types I told you? Anthracite, lignite, peat and bituminous. Next, mineral resources. Minerals is the resources naturally found in earth crust. Whenever the earth crust, then we will get enormous amounts of minerals. What are the minerals? It's a non-renewable resources. How we are getting the minerals means through the mining process. Mining means Mining is a process of extraction of minerals from earth crust. For example, metals like gold, iron, copper and aluminium. You can see minings, gold mining, copper, iron mining, etc. For example, gold mine here in Karnataka, KGF, Kolar. That is not now activated, it's not working now, but it's an example for the mining place. Gold mining is in Kolar. Mining is a process of extraction of minerals from the earth crust. This minerals. Okay, students, once again we recap the topics whatever today we discussed. The types of natural resources, some important natural resources we discussed today. First, water. We discussed about the water and water is an important natural resources, how it is used for the living things. Next is the forest, how it is using, and wildlife, and then soil. Soil also is a very important natural resources that we discussed, and mineral resources we discussed. In the mineral resources, one of the main thing, mining. Mining is a process of extraction of minerals from earth crust. So today in the class, we discuss about the natural resources and its types and uses of its natural resources. Thank you. Children, now I am going to give the assignment for this lesson. Draw a flow chart, natural resources and its types. At the very beginning, the first session, I showed you the flow chart. Like that, you have to draw neatly about the natural resources and its types. You have to write it. Remaining assignments, classwork assignments, I will send you through the WhatsApp. Thank you.